Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to English Otherwise. I am Mr. James, your grammar and vocabulary host for the morning show. As you know, I get up in the morning, I make myself a cup of coffee, I highlight the headlines, and then we pick them apart so that you can expand your vocabulary and improve your understanding of that very visual vocabulary that exists out there. Good morning, mushrooms, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers, sisters, mothers, misters, and all my cousins. It looks like we've already plugged in, and so let's just jump in. Lots of good stuff here for you today, Wednesday, the 6th of May. New genetic analysis dispels speculation that it was in circulation among the human population long before it was recognized, past passive, by scientists, researchers. New genetic analysis dispels the speculation. Speculation, to speculate, is basically to form an opinion about something without having all of the information. You're not just purely guessing. However, you don't have all the data. It's not exactly a theory. It's just your own opinion. And so it's kind of like an advanced guess, where somebody'd say like, oh yeah, that's just pure speculation. That's just wild speculation. You need to do a little bit of background research. To dispel speculation. To dispel something basically means to get rid of it in a way. To dispel the idea that blah, blah, blah. To dispel the notion that. Just to dispel any doubts. To dispel the myth regarding the fact that. Now, we had another word yesterday that in a way does overlap, and that was to dismiss. And that just means, though, and you can dismiss a rumor and you can dispel a rumor. Both of them work, however, yes, slight difference in meaning. Or to dismiss just means to say that it's not that important, to refuse to acknowledge it and or not address it. Some people were telling some rumors about me, and I just said, whatever. I don't care what they think or what they say. And so I dismissed the rumor. However, to dispel the rumor, you would need to show some evidence, so that way it is completely wiped out and eliminated. And so just to dispel any misconceptions out there, it is true, I do have a tattoo on my leg of the Fibonacci sequence. That was given to me by one of my high school students after I graduated. See, boom, you saw the tattoo. You can end your speculation, and I just dispelled your rumors, your ideas, your misconceptions. Fauci just crushed Trump's theory. To crush a theory, to destroy a theory. Yeah? You can also crush somebody's hopes. You can crush somebody's dreams, just like last week we had to shatter. It can be the same thing because you're just breaking it and destroying it. Interesting. It's an egg carton, and I'm going to crush the egg carton, much like I will crush your dreams for what you want to do today. As you can tell, I am a little bit wound up on coffee. Oh, did he just say he was wound up on coffee? Because that's related to the next one right here. Reporter asked Trump, why wind down the task force now? And no, that is not wind. It is wind. Much like old school watches, you had to wind them to keep them running, right? And so if you wind something up, is giving energy. And wind, wound, looks like wound, same spelling as wound for injury. And so I am wound up, meaning full of energy, because I am full of my secret friend, the caffeine. To wind something down, well, if winding it up is giving it energy, winding it down is taking away energy, taking away momentum, taking away velocity. And so really it means to slowly take something out of operation, to slowly phase it out. Ooh, phase, that's coming up down below as well. A tidal wave, a tsunami of bankruptcies as a result of, the collapsed economies. White House to disband the coronavirus task force. Just like we had up there. He's winding down operations and he's going to actually disband the task force. Now, if you think about it, a band is a group of musicians that play together, and so a band can also be a group of people. For example, a band of thieves. But to band together means to create a band, and often people band together and unite in times of crisis because there's strength in numbers and more heads are better than one. However, to disband then just means to break apart. Leading airline needs a bailout. Now, in weeks past, I've given a much more elaborate and detailed description of what bailout is. However, when you're seeing it in these headlines, it's not about taking water out of a boat with a bucket. It's about financial rescue. It could be for a company, it could be for a country, it could be, well, yep, a company there. Some sort of financial package to rescue them from bankruptcy. More negative economic news. Airbnb. Now, I have no serious boo-hoos for them, but they are laying off 25% of their employees. We've had it before, to lay somebody off, to fire somebody, but not because or to dismiss them from their job, to let them go. You are free. To make them to be made redundant. Lots of different words. It's for economic reasons. The company isn't generating enough earnings to keep paying its employees. It's kind of like they're setting them aside and they say, you know what, man? If this economy turns around, we'd love to have you back. I feel sorry for them, not for them. Trying to persuade Trump, to urgently persuade Trump to back off his call to fully strike down Obamacare. To strike down is to officially and legally cancel something. Often you see it in the passive, and so that law was struck down by the Supreme Court because it was deemed unconstitutional. To strike it down, to officially cancel it, and Trump wanted to cancel it. He was calling for it to be canceled, and so making a public announcement of his intentions, and the lawyer is saying back off, which, I mean, literally moving away, moving back, and so moving away from that idea, to not pursue it, to not go towards that idea any longer. Again, sad, but also kind of at least visually interesting. Water buffalo rampage leaves 1 dead and 2 injured in Wales. That's what really caught my eye. I did not know that they had water buffalo in Wales. Thanks to Escobar, hippopotamus in South America, and animals everywhere. Tiger King, tigers in the US. I also mentioned drunk elephants going on a rampage and destroying villages and things. I did have a moment to Google that, and I found articles from 1999, 2009, 2010, and 2012, all involving drunken elephants going on rampages. And there's good video on YouTube. I've not watched it, but I'm assuming it's interesting and probably terrifying. And the cops saw a 5-year-old, the police saw the 5-year-old driving this car, and they said, I don't think so. Whoop, whoop, light up the cherries, and they had him pull over to the side of the road. Yeah, he was pulled over by the police because 5-year-olds are not supposed to be driving, especially on interstate road trips. Though I admire his audacity. Always wipe down your groceries after you buy them so you can protect yourself from the virus. You can wipe off a table. The dinosaurs were wiped out of existence by an asteroid. And here, just a little bit more simple, a man just kind of wiped his nose on a store employee's shirt after she told him he needed a mask. People, what is wrong with you? They had the security guard shot, a park ranger pushed into a lake, and now a man just goes and wipes his nose on a store employee just because they asked him to wear a mask. Oh, but it's my freedom, it's my right. Shut up, put on a mask. Sorry, I'm passionate. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. Venezuela claims, they officially say, however, they have not shown any proof yet, claims to have captured. And so, They have captured, related to the present, and if it's captured, that means they have them as prisoners. They have captured 2 Americans that were involved in, dependent preposition, a failed invasion. We had yesterday invasive species, the murder hornets. Yes, an invasion of Venezuela by not 1, but 2, count them, 2 people. If you ask me, that's not really much of an invasion, but when you have different people competing, if somebody comes out on top, it means that they have won or are winning the competition. Much like you've got in the Olympics, you got 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place, where the people are standing on the different things. Podiums, no, you stand at a podium, stand on a dais, I guess, that creative language, as car sales crash. And so cars crash, the sales crashing, resigns from his job after breaking the rules he helped design. To resign from a job is to officially quit. What are sneakers? Sneakers are shoes, often called trainers, tennis shoes, athletic shoes. But still, why are they called sneakers? Because the rubber soles on them allow you to walk virtually silently. And so you can, like a ninja, sneak into places, or you can sneak up on somebody, as opposed to, say, hard leather soles or the wooden soles on your typical leather dress shoes, which were, I guess, the only shoes up until that point in time. You didn't hear that clip clop, clip clop. You could just walk silently as you tiptoe through the hallways. To win somebody over basically means to persuade them. Because there's always 2 sides. They're here, and they're negotiating, and they're like, okay, I'll join your side. And so they're winning them over to your side. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of these, Snapchat, they're all competing against each other for people's eyes, hearts, and minds, or whatever. More like advertising money. But yeah, and so TikTok, because of whatever, it's winning people over there. People are spending more time on their platform than others, so says this headline. Up ahead, we had winding something down, to slow it down and stop it incrementally, step by step over time. Just like here, we have a phased reopening of Disney Shanghai, but also here in Spain, a phased reopening. I believe we're still in phase 0 or phase 1. Color boost. Remember, A boost, 2 boost, to actively push something up to increase it or literally move it higher so you can climb over that fence or something. So you want to boost to increase your color. How? Vivid, very bright. Vivid explanation, a very graphic explanation. But in this case, we're talking about colors, and so just very bright colors. Hues. Hues are different shades of colors. So bright shades of colors in your home can lift your mood. I feel depressed. Well, maybe it's because your house is painted in all dark colors, and so use some more bright orange, bright yellow, bright colors, and it will lift your mood and help cure your quarantine blues. Blues are depression. A concept we had before, but having trouble keeping track of time. It just means following it, being able to count it, to watch it. Other vocabulary, to monitor it. And so if you lose your sense of time, or if you lose track of time, maybe scrolling through your Facebook feed or your Insta, yeah, it's easy to lose track of time because, you know, as they say, time flies when you're having fun. That's it for today's installation of English Otherwise, breaking down the news. But thanks everybody for hitting the like, subscribe, follow, bell, hearts, and pink hearts, yellow moons, orange stars, and green clovers. That's the lucky charms. For Wednesday, the 6th of May, hope you have a good one, and see you in the morning. Bye-bye.